Warning! There's no Bebo.
Thank God.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to DC Power Hour. I'm your host, Cleo. With me, I have Dom and Rachel and Nikki. Hello.
Boy.
I guess we should probably start stringing the names of the shows in the title, right? So, Supergirl, Flash, Black Lightning, and Arrow.
For now.
Well, yeah. Well, that's what we're talking about this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Supergirl. Let's start with Supergirl. It airs on Monday. It's the first one. We might as well go in order.
Technically Arrow.
Arrow?
Thursday.
Do you want to talk about Arrow for? I don't
Nope.
watch it.
Okay. I was gonna say, get it out of the way.
No, there's
I
actually
don't give
a good decent amount of stuff happening. I think Arrow actually was the better of the three that I watched anyway.
Oh, the three.
I didn't watch
Okay.
Black Lightning, so. But
Black Lightning was very good.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I had some stuff come up, so I didn't have time to catch up on last week's or watch this week's. But I will do my best to catch up for next week. So I'll have to watch 3 now. But yeah, I don't know. So I guess Supergirl.
Yeah.
All right.
I really loved this episode.
It was really interesting because, we get confirmation that the other world killers are actually connected to Kara in a way because she dreams about them.
Yeah.
We don't get to see what Pestilence looks like, but I'm pretty sure we got to see Purity. I think that was Purity.
Yeah, and the other one behind it was kind of blurred out. So
yeah, she almost
looked... Oh, how convenient. She's just out of focus.
I feel like this is most definitely Purity that we're seeing because we kind of settled on that last week, I think.
Yeah.
We're
guessing. We're guessing at this point. But yeah.
Wasn't Lena adopted?
Yeah.
She was. You think she's... Ooh.
But no, because she was a product of an affair. She's actually a Luthor. She's
just like dad.
Dad is her. Yeah, is her real dad. And the mom died.
Yeah, as far as we know, I mean, it could be another ruse that
the father could have just taken her in and said that.
Yeah. Oh my God! What if it's like a Game of Thrones situation?
Mm.
Like a snow thing.
Yeah.
That would also explain how her and Sam got so close so fast, and how her and Kara got so close so fast. If they're all kind of connected.
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason for her face to be blurred, so it's gotta. That means it's somebody we know. That's the only reason for that.
Not necessarily, or it just means they don't cast it yet.
I mean,
they did assume at the end of the episode. They did have 4 faces on the screen, so they know that they've narrowed it down to 4, and Kara picked out Julie from the 4.
Yeah, she picked out Julie out of the 4.
Yeah,
the other 2 are very generic and could fit into that position easily. So
yeah,
I'm just saying there could be one they missed.
I think there's way more than just Purity and Pestilence. I feel like there's at least 7. I mean, but like I was talking about a little bit earlier with Dom, and I was like, I feel like there's a dozen world killers. I don't know why I feel like there's so much more than just Purity and Pestilence coming in. So,
and I mean, there might be 3 world killers, but there might be more like failed experiments that maybe didn't quite fail
or something.
Maybe.
Because I don't think they were all destined to go to Earth. Like they could have been destined to go to other planets and are traveling or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, or maybe they suffered a weird time thingy too and are in the future.
Maybe.
Yeah, we don't know how many they made.
No,
because we haven't got into it.
What if Mon-El's wife is the other one?
I
don't think.
Imra? No, because she's super duper weak. Like in comparison to a regular Kryptonian, even. Like all she has is the psychokinesis, right?
Yeah, and I don't think
as far as.
But it's only when it's activated, because you saw Sam was getting her blood drawn and everything like that, so she's not a typical Kryptonian either.
No, they already said that she's not.
She's
She's
genetically
genetically
modified.
modified.
Right.
But
She's
I
not
feel
a full
also,
Kryptonian.
Right.
I feel also after Psy did that fucking wall break with their mind blast, I feel like um she's actually separated now. She has a human part and she has Rain. And
know.
she was purely human when she was getting those tests done. She was Amanda. So it's either a defense
Samantha,
it's
Samantha?
either or Samantha. Sorry, I don't know why I keep thinking her name's Amanda. Samantha. I feel like it's either she's been split, and now it's going to be like a inner turmoil fight between Rain and Samantha, or it's a defense mechanism to make her seem human.
Well, I'm saying if we have if we have Mon-El's wife also be a world killer, then that potentially gets her and him away and gets them back to Kara. So you guys get what you want.
But
Mm-mm.
I don't
see
think
it
they
happening.
do that to a Legion member.
Yeah.
Isn't she like what, Saturn Girl or something like that?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
is. She's a
Yeah.
pretty important Legion member. So
Yeah.
not sure if they do that.
No.
She could
I
be an
don't
imposter.
think Imra an imposter. I don't know.
She's a green.
It's a
Martian.
scroll.
She's a
I
green
do-
Martian.
I do like, Lena having the possibility of being connected in some way, but I do feel like,
I don't think she is.
I don't think they'd screw up the whole Luther plotline either.
Mm-mm.
I don't think that would really screw up the Luther plotline. I just give it a weird direction.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
we
I
know that the
just-
CW does twist things on us, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't be the first time something like that is
No,
changed.
I just feel it would be out of character a little bit. I just don't see it.
Yeah, but usually, like what Rachel was saying, whereas they didn't cast it yet. Usually, they're gonna do that if they're like showing it, revealing it at like the mid-season finale, and there's not a bunch of episodes coming. But they're not gonna do that like with an episode or two away, the reveal kind of thing. So I don't. That's why I say it's got to be somebody we know. Doesn't have to
I
be
don't-
necessarily part of the main cast, but it's still somebody we know. Like it could be
I
the
don't- Cat
secretary
Grant.
inside Catco. You know.
Cat Grant.
No, I don't know. I don't feel it's someone we know. If it is, it is, but I don't have that feeling that it's someone we know.
I mean, they clearly zoomed in on those 4 faces at the end of the episode, and they're like, well,
Those
these
just
4
the
are
4 they
anomalies.
found.
Those, yeah, I know, the 4 that they found, but like, they're
said
they're
at
telling
least
us
one.
that is.
That's what they said.
I mean, Julia is nobody we know. We saw her for 10 freaking seconds.
I know, but her
last
face
episode.
wasn't
Yeah,
obscured.
but that was the reveal of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
So
if
they
we-
can reveal another character if they want.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be somebody we know.
Yeah, I just don't see the point in blurring it and hiding it if you're gonna reveal it, and without without it being somebody. There's no point in that. Just reveal it. Then.
Why? Well, they don't want to reveal it all at once because I think what they're doing is they saw the 4 pictures and they're like, there's at least 2 of them. 2 of them are. 2 of them are. 2 of them aren't. And I think what Cara said at the end, she goes, we need to get to her first. And that's what they're going to do. They're probably going to check out the other 3 or check all of them out. They're going to spy on them kind of thing. And they're going to check them all out.
Well, they could do that fine. I'm saying they don't need to. They don't need to
I
hide it
think
from
it's-
us.
I think it's similar to the bus in the Flash. How they didn't show everybody's face
Mhm.
clearly on the bus because they wanted to
One by one. They
pace
wanted
it out.
to.
Yeah.
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 So it might not be someone we already know, but it might.
Mhm.
So it could go either way.
Yeah, I don't think they would do it all at once because I think that might overwhelm them a little bit. And I think they wanted to focus on one at a time just so they could get like a little story behind
Yeah, a little
each
bit
one.
of character development. A little bit. Like,
Yeah.
No, I can see both sides. It's just I don't see why they would show us those 4 faces and just pick Julia out of the bunch. I mean, other than that, we got the Morgan and Lena fucking war going on again. Like, somebody just like Lena, just let your mom kill him, please. Seriously.
No, because if he dies, he wins. It's a game.
If he dies,
Yeah.
he wins.
Yes.
How?
I don't know.
That's
But
I mean,
it's very much
what?
of he's such a fucking asshole that killing him, like, it seems like Lena would not win. You know what I mean? Like, she
It would
doesn't.
it would prove his point that Lena
That's
is
what I was looking
corrupted.
for. That's what
And
I was
even
trying
though
to-
she's not really, I mean, she still makes really bad decisions because she's a grumpy bitch. But yeah, it would prove that, for him to say to other people, Lena is corrupted. Look, she killed me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he wouldn't be saying that.
No, but
No.
I mean, that's how everybody else could interpret it.
Yes, exactly.
I still don't think that I don't think he's the one that poisoned her. So that doesn't seem like something that he would do.
I feel like it was all her mom.
I do too. When
The
she first, I was
whole
like, why?
thing.
Why? I was like, when she found out it was her mom was there, and I was just like, your mom fucking poisoned you. Your mom did this because she wants you to get on her good side, wants to kill him. Think that
She's a crazy bitch.
she is crazy.
She is so capable of doing that, which
Oh,
is
definitely.
that was my first thought too. I'm like, soon as I saw her face, was like, she's the one who's doing all this. She has her tech. She listens in on every little thing. She knows what's going on. She's starting the war so that she can get you back, so that Lena will go to her side. We kind of saw a little bit of that, but like Lena's like, no, I'm here to save you at the end. Like, but there is a condition. You have to confess, or I won't save you.
Yeah, right.
So I mean,
Which I'm surprised. Did she tell Kara that part? Because I'm surprised Kara agreed to that.
I don't think she
Probably
did.
not.
Made up. Yeah, probably not.
I do not think she did.
I thought that whole thing was really interesting.
I
And then Monel was there, and it was just
Kara, by the way, I saw Monel with Supergirl.
she's just like, yeah, that's
I'll explain that later.
that later. That's a big
complicated.
woo. That's a big woo. Yeah. Yeah. It's. I mean, they did also mention a lot of little things. I mean, read in chat.
Yeah, Red Bandit
Mention-
says Wynn mentioned that Superman killed Zod in this episode, so does that mean that it's canon with the Man of Steel movie? I mean, obviously it's canon now. We found out that Superman did
That-
kill Zod, but does
that
it mean
that
does
does
not
not
mean-
mean that the Man of Steel
Yes,
is
it does not
canon
mean-
with this. No,
exactly.
it's just they're it's the same event.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And
But I love
and
that-
not like,
But wait, did he kill him, or does he come back in
Did
the
you-
future?
is he
Like,
Resurrected? Oh wait,
And-
that's future stuff. Sorry.
and Jamal's like, I can't tell you what's going to happen.
So funny. Wynn knows, but he still asks the questions.
Right? Of course. And it's kind of nice to see Monel progress to where he is now. He's flying. He's like, I learned a lot in 7 years, and to her, it's still only 7 months. And so it's like that disconnect kind of still. And you could,
He's not flying without an apparatus. He still needs assistance.
He needs the ring.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, he's learned a lot from when we knew when
he's matured. He's not no college frat boy from a party planet.
And he's learned to fight. He's learned to
Daxam.
use his brain. He's learned to not be so impulsive like he used to be. And then when he's like, I learned a lot in 7 years, and she's just like looked down like, yeah, it's 7 years to you, not so much long for me.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah.
But I mean, Miss Luthor, Mummy Luthor, definitely is taking L-Corp tech like a dissipating bullet.
Yeah.
Whatever that super suit was with kryptonite and like
That was Luther's suit.
Yeah.
That was Lex's suit.
Lex had that suit.
okay.
In
I
the comics and cartoons.
I can't remember what they called it because
I'm pretty sure it's the Luthor suit.
no, I thought Wynn
Got another name?
Yeah,
it
Wynn
was just
said
like
it.
the Lux something.
No, so Wynn said it, and he was like all excited. He's like, "Oh my god!" kind of thing.
I mean, it's gonna be cool when Supergirl blows it up.
It was
He's
Monel that
such a
did that.
fucking nerd.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said. I think he named it. I can't remember what he said for the life of me why I can't remember it. I don't know.
Didn't catch it.
That he was a little fanboyish.
Yeah, he definitely fanboyed over it.
Yeah. And I was a little bit surprised to see her take on a suit like that. You know what I mean? I was just like, oh, well, that was unexpected.
She's super desperate, apparently,
Well, I think
and
honestly,
overconfident.
I think she's learning from each encounter she's had with Supergirl, because she's never been able, obviously, to just fight Supergirl.
Well, she had the kryptonite blade.
Yeah.
But also, I think as twisted as she is, she's a mom. But granted, she's not her real mom. But I think she loves her in a certain way, but still in that certain way, like, you're not going to hurt my baby way. Even though she never really treated her like her daughter. I don't know. She's really confusing. She contradicts herself a lot.
Well, I mean, it didn't go well for her, so she's on a gurney, and she's probably going to get healed up a little bit and sent to jail again.
Yeah,
She'll
she's like,
escape again.
If I'll be there, I might be there.
Yeah, she's like, I'll be out. I'll break myself out by then.
No, she's like, come visit me in jail if I'm still there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like she's very twisted in the way she shows her love for her kids.
I mean, look who she married, right? He doesn't know how to. He was.
Well, and we saw that little clip of when he brought her into the house. That she was like 5, 6, maybe. She wasn't very old, and Lillian was very like, well, you're bringing your mistress' child into my home, kind of look. You know what I mean? And
kind of like a Cinderella stepmom deal.
But she might have over the years, softened a little, but there's still that part of her that's back here going, not your kid. Because she's crazy anyway, so.
I actually don't mean to bring up Game of Thrones again, but that feels again a lot like Jon Snow. How
never watched
Lady Stark never really felt like always had this resentment towards Jon because Ned brought him back. And he was
if only she knew the whole story.
She didn't.
No,
never will.
Never seen more than half of the first episode.
I never seen one. I haven't seen one, so
just thinking about the first episode is like super sad. This is not the Game of Thrones podcast, though.
No, it's not.
And I'm sorry for bringing it up again.
Well, I reference other shows too, just because they relate in certain bits of the topic. So it's like, it's fine. Just little references. But I mean, really, this episode was kind of like concise.
Yeah.
Not
it was all
a lot
about
happened.
Not a lot, but everyone. It was about protecting the people you care about. That's the overall arc of the whole entire thing is trusting and who is your friends and friends/family and protecting them, because we had Jimmy as guardian protecting.
Oh, forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We have him protect. Yeah, we have him protecting. Protecting Lena, and then we have Lena and everyone protecting Samantha, and then it's just this overall arc about protection and who's your friends and who's.
I don't know if I
family,
can call what Jimmy was doing protecting. I feel like he was being obsessive.
Well,
yeah, because
to himself he was protecting.
Yeah,
I'm not saying what it was. That's just to him. That's what it was.
They kept saying, "Oh, you to I don't know what the fuck is his name? Talbot, the guy who they said poison.
No, Talbot.
Listen, he's Talbot. Shut up.
No. He
Talbot.
is not Talbot.
What's his name?
He is
Edge.
He is what's his face from
You can't even fucking remember Petrelli.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's Nathan Petrelli. See, I remember now.
Anyway, fucking. They're all like, "Oh, he's totally did it." I'm like, A, you have no proof. B, stop. Stop.
B, go back to Marvel.
I fucking wish. He's
He's
a
in
better
coma.
character on Shield. Like this character is bullshit.
This character is like
hate him.
exactly what he was like on Heroes. It just reminds me
No,
of
it's
that character.
not.
Most definitely is.
No,
He was
Nathan
a
was not
dick
nearly
in
this
season
bad.
1. Oh yes, he was.
No,
It wasn't until Peter proved to him and snapped him out of it. He was totally this character at the beginning of Heroes. You're having,
you know what? I'll never know because I'm fairly sure I'll never go back and watch.
yeah,
Heroes
you're
or
having nostalgia
probably.
nostalgia issues. You're just remembering everything after the first season.
Probably. Although I didn't like a lot of what came after.
Neither did anybody. But Supergirl may have been pretty concise, but I think the one episode that really had the most to deal with was Arrow.
Wait, I have just 2 more things to bring up in Supergirl.
Okay.
I kept trying and then I got sidetracked.
Heroes.
There was like this switch that turned in Lena and Lena. When she's like, "Oh, I can separate the Luthor part from like my own insecurities and I don't have to use it for evil." And then after that like moment of realization for her, she like spoke differently. She held herself like a little differently. I thought that was super cool. And also, Alex, really like whipping out the medical shit today.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
She did a really good job taking care of Sam, and to the point where I was like, what if Alex and Samantha hook up? Right? And then Alex gets to be the mom that she always wanted to be.
Yeah.
Her and the little girl, I don't remember her name, already
Ruby.
get along. Ruby get along great. You know, I was like, that would be perfect.
Yeah, that episode where Alex was babysitting Ruby, or just taking care of Ruby. Can't really call her babysitting because Ruby is old enough to take care of herself at this point.
Yeah.
But it really did melt because I was like, oh my god, Alex is being a mom right now. She's a cool mom.
A cool auntie.
Mm-hmm.
Right down
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
And not only that, she helped save Lena's life after she got poisoned.
yeah, she
went
almonds
into
with strychnine. It's like,
Yeah, she
Wait.
went into badass mode. I was like, yo.
and then
I was very
then-
happy.
Kara froze Lena.
Yes, brought her body temperature down. That was
Stop the
extra
circulation.
Mm-hmm.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Because cyanide is like that.
Oh yes, cyanide. Sorry, I said strychnine.
Yeah. No,
Why?
cyanide.
Stroke 9? Like bloody black backpack stroke 9?
Oh god.
No, can you stop?
I don't know what you said. It sounded
I
like
said-
stroke 9.
I said strychnine. You know, the poison.
Never heard of it.
They finally mentioned Maxwell Lord. When did they mention Maxwell in this episode? Red Bandit says.
I don't remember.
Did they?
I remember the name coming up. I don't remember what it was.
Oh,
in
maybe they
reference to.
mentioned it when she was getting put in jail or something.
Mm, maybe.
Mm.
I don't know.
Isn't Lord in jail?
No, I didn't think. No, he after he made the Bizarro Supergirl, I think he like fled, didn't he?
Oh, okay.
But anyway, on Arrow, we had Caden James offering a city-wide hacking attack, which resulted in many, many fatalities.
Yep.
Elevators, different things. He had total control over everything. One of the city councilmen ended up dying, as well as Commander Pike.
R.I.P. Commander Pike.
Yep.
He warned that son of a bitch in the elevator. I'm sorry. He told him not to touch anything, and he did it anyways.
Did.
Wait, who's Commander Pike?
Commander Pike is the one that arrested Damien Dark.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
then-
worked.
And then called like the citywide
Dana
hunt out for
worked-
the
Dana
Green
worked.
Arrow.
Yeah, Dana worked with him
Yeah.
before she worked here. Yeah. Yeah, legit. He saw everything happening, and he goes, "Don't touch anything! Don't touch anything!" This guy in the elder started freaking out and touched the freaking touch screen, and electrocuted everyone.
Yep. So
Like he's stupid little kid.
Caden James then wanders into Oliver's office at work and demands a $10 million per day bribe to stop the assaults. And he said it's not about the money.
$1 million.
Yeah, he said it's not about the money. It's about having the control over Oliver and wiping out the city's funds, like having Oliver be responsible for it.
And we also found out a little bit more about why he's doing it. I mean, we know he blames Ollie for his son's death,
Okay.
but we got a little bit more about why he thinks he's like because his son was supposedly collateral damage. He was aiming for someone else and ended up with the arrow.
I just have something to point out really, really quick. A country can't even pay out $10 million a fucking day. Why would Star City, a city that is freaking ridden with crime and destruction, be able to afford this? Seriously.
I think he knows. He knows what they have.
He knows how much is in their budget. So he's doing this intentionally because he knows it's unreasonable and he knows that Oliver will not be able to pay it for long. It's intentional. So,
Yep.
But anyway,
Also, the whole my son was collateral damage sounds a whole lot like that.
It
fucking
does,
line
except
from
for the
Civil War.
twist that we learned this episode, which is
Well, he said
Oliver was not even in town.
in town. He said it was a year ago today, and so when they went back to the Arrow Cave, and they found out that a year ago today he wasn't even in town.
It's not my kid. I wasn't even in town.
He wasn't
that
even in the
weekend.
country.
No, he wasn't.
So
then, what incident caused him to be killed? Do we know,
They
or
don't
is it?
know.
We don't
They-
know. They're investigating because Caden James was presented evidence against
On a flash
Oliver
drive.
through like one of his sources. So
Yeah.
It was a flash drive that was sent to him, and they found the serial number of the flash drive and all this other kind of crap. And they were trying to find out where it went to and what was on it and all this other kind of stuff. But they found out that it never existed, kind of thing. Like they couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So we don't know exactly what he saw or why he thinks this. And I'm like thinking back on a year ago, what kid or a teen or maybe even mid-20s was killed at supposed collateral damage? And I'm just like, we can't recall. And no one can recall this incident happening.
Yeah. So Team Arrow is.
I want this to be some kind of like dark magic Cthulhu shit where he's just super duper hallucinating.
So we had like all that going on, and then William, he's in danger. He's because of the citywide hacks going out like everything, whatever. So it's not that Caden was specifically targeting William, but he was out on the bus
all
at the
the
time.
exits.
Yeah, everybody's.
Yeah, well, he was blocking out all the exit points for the city, so no one can leave the city.
Mm-hmm.
And they were in a cave. And not cave. Well, it was a cave, basically. It was a tunnel. It was a tunnel.
Yeah.
But I mean, it also showed William's quick thinking, and he very much like his dad in that respect.
Mm.
He thought about the other kids first, even though one of the kids was being a total, complete asshole to him. And he got all the kids off the bus and got them to safety and stuff. And he like quick thinking and, not even thinking about himself, but thinking about others and how to get. So it's kind of like brings those two, his dad and him together kind of thing.
Yeah, and
Which
like
was
he
kinda
got
cool.
himself cornered in a situation he couldn't get out of, and then Ollie comes as the Green Arrow and saves him. But that presents a problem because he's been telling his son that he hasn't been the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
So he looks at him and he goes,
Oh,
"Dad."
Yeah.
So
Did
now
the lies
William.
catch up with you again, Ollie?
Yeah. So William found out that his dad lied, and it wasn't until he had this little bullshit little talk with him that didn't do anything, and then Felicity had a real heart-to-heart with him. And
Well, he after that, he just was like, Felicity goes, "You need to talk to him." And Ollie went and stood away from him. Quit dropping things.
dropping my notes.
Ollie went and like kind of stood away, didn't really go up to him after Felicity's like, you need to go talk to him. And she comes over, she goes, going over there and works better to talk with someone. He goes, yeah, but I also know some kids just want to be left alone for a while. And at that point in time, that's probably the best thing he could have done. I mean, he's a teenager, and you just want to be able to process it your own way.
Yeah.
Without your parents coming around. Hey!
And then it was like when Ollie went out into the field and Felicity had that heart-to-heart talk with him, she actually pulled him over and showed him on the monitors and was like, look, this is what your dad's doing. He knows what he's doing, and I know that he knows what he's doing so well that I'm going to tell you what he's about to do. So he's going to shoot these guys, then he's going to turn, he's going to do this, and then Ollie goes and like stabs some guy down with the arrow, and she tried to cover his eyes, and she's like,
nope,
bad parenting. Bad parenting.
Parenting faux pas 101. She was like trying to cover his eyes. But yeah, no, her little heart-to-heart with him, I think it made him realize it, what exactly he was doing, and seeing it too, and her explaining that she's scared too that he might not come back one day, that that's just how it is, kind of thing.
But then the three of them all sat down, they had that talk, three of them all together, and William is like, look, I was really worried about being an orphan if something happened to you, but now I have Felicity, and I understand that the city needs you. So,
she's a better mom than you, Ollie.
Basically, that's what he said.
Yeah.
But so now William's cool with it.
All right.
But Diggle in the background is a little sad. He's like, I kind of want to be the Green Arrow again.
Yeah. He really fucking should be, though.
Yeah, he should.
I want to be the Arrow.
I want to be a Super Saiyan.
No, and also, I mean, the two teams worked together. They don't have a name right now. They still call themselves Team Arrow.
Oh my god, I fucking forgot.
No, they said Team Not Arrow or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
God,
you really need to come up with a better name. And
why don't they just add a hashtag in there too? Why not?
Hashtag Team Arrow.
And what was funny is that his name escapes me.
Vigilante.
Mr. Terrific.
That's terrific.
Oh.
Yeah, Curtis. He's like, let's suit up. And they all look. I'm like, no, let's not say that.
No, he goes, all right, on three guys. 1, 2, 3. Let's suit up. And then they just like looked at him like, did you really expect us to say that together? Like,
here's the thing. If I had my own superhero group, I don't care what like our costumes were. I don't care what like we did. The thing I would say would be, let's transform and roll out.
Okay, Transformer.
Yeah. I don't care
if Optimus
if
Prime.
any of us had mechs or anything. No, I don't care. I would say that every time.
They just looked at it and they're just like, no, we're not. Did you really think we were going to say that all together? He's like, yeah, no, we're not. No, we're not doing that. They were just like, nope.
But
not happening.
Vigilante showed back up on Curtis's tracker all of a sudden after dodging, security for so long, being able to be tracked and all that. He shows back up. The three of them go chase him down, and Vigilante corners Curtis and was like, look, I'm actually a double agent right now. Like, I've been trying to tell Dinah this, and she I didn't have the opportunity. She won't listen now, but I'm a double agent. Here's some way you can gain my trust. Go check out this subway station at this time. This is when Caden James is going to attack. Then that way I'm telling the truth. He goes with that. Now, Curtis doesn't share this information with the team immediately. He goes back and he checks the computer system, and he sees, he calls up Felicity, and they verified that the subway station has been hacked, and he rushes the team over there, and they stop the train car. We had Dinah Black Canary scream at one of the trains to get it to stop. Yep. She literally stood on the track and screamed at the train. And
I have to
stop.
tell John
I said
that.
Stop. Damn it.
No, you don't understand. I have to tell John that because recently one of our jokes has been can I just yell at it and it makes my dinner for me? Like, can I just yell at it and
It's like that Swedish
the
cooking
laundry does
group.
itself?
Yeah, no, that's her power. She just yells at things.
She yelled at
I
it,
have
and
to
it was
tell
like
him.
it stopped. It stopped like a good 6 inches from her face.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Awesome.
No, it was really cool. But I mean, they were working together. They kind of figured out that they have to work together, but they're not together, kind of thing.
Well,
They're going to shell intel and.
Well, yeah, but besides that, the whole thing is the team got pissed off at Curtis now. You had
For not saying.
you had Wild Dog and you had Black Canary. They're like, look, Oliver, and, you know, they talking to Curtis. They go, you know, you can't keep stuff from us like that. So I was just like, oh god, here we go, trouble in paradise.
And I mean, okay, there is a difference between lying and wanting to make sure something is legitimate before bringing it to the rest of them.
Yeah, well, they're
right.
saying more like,
There's
you
difference.
trusted him, you didn't tell us, you put us in danger, because if that information turned out to be false and it was a trap that we were walking into, you didn't prepare us, you know.
Yeah,
so.
I mean,
I didn't know that they
He
went.
could have just
Yeah.
because he just came back. He came back later than them. Wild Dog and Canary came back together. Then he came in about a couple minutes later, and he didn't say where he went. He went directly onto the phone and onto the computer to see if this was right, if this was true, and he could have said, "I got this information from what's his fuck," but he didn't. He's just
What's
like, "We
his
gotta
fuck?
go."
The
You know,
door.
he's like, it would have took like less than 2 seconds. You know what I mean? And we got to go because it's actually been confirmed, so we need to go. And I don't think they would have questioned him at that point. They would have questioned him afterwards, like,
Yeah.
how do you know?
They're just mad that he sent them into the field
To
without that
Yeah.
knowledge,
Yeah.
you know. So I mean, I don't blame them, but they're still staying separate, you know. And they even said to Ollie, they turned to him, and Ollie was like, "Good job out there tonight, guys." And they're like, "Yeah, don't get
It
any
doesn't
ideas."
change. It doesn't change anything.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't, but I think at some point it's going to.
They're
Yep.
gonna royally fuck up, and Ollie's gonna have to save the day, and then they're gonna, tuck tail and come back to him. That's basically what's gonna happen.
That's what
I
I
think
said
that'll be
last
really
week.
lame, though.
Well, I said last week.
I don't think it's gonna happen
they're
like
gonna
that.
they're gonna do something and they're gonna get in over their heads.
It's gonna go the other way around. Ollie's gonna tuck tail and go crawling back to them.
Hmm.
That's
I don't know, I
exactly
think
how I
there's-
see it going down.
I see it that they're a little green, and then I think something's gonna happen. They're gonna bite off more than they can chew.
But meanwhile, like, the whole
Hate when that
city
happens.
had to switch to analog instead of digital because they can't use anything with the internet because Kate and James, so they set up safe houses for people at gyms and libraries and churches and things like that for, people to go and get aid and get help and all that. Meanwhile, Team Arrow's still trying to find the information and try to prove that Ollie wasn't there. They want concrete evidence to hand to Kate and James. So in the meantime, Oliver pays the $10 million bribe at the end of the day. So it buys them another day.
But that was after he started shutting shit down. Because then Ollie was just like, I have to do this.
Yeah.
Because they went after the safe houses.
They went after the safe house. Everybody's in danger. So, I mean, it's
They went out-
only solution
and-
right now without getting thousands of people killed.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell Ollie and Diggle and Felicity that they got this information from Vigilante.
Oh, they didn't?
No, they didn't.
No.
And they didn't give them that information. And then when they were attacking the safe houses, Vigilante took one of his visors that was still connected to Curtis's ball and was doing a Morse code on it to tell them where they were going and when, what was going on. And actually, Vigilante saved Wild Dog from getting shot in the head. He actually shot one of the guys that was working with him with
Yeah, he shot him
Kate
in the
and James
back,
and-
and the guy rolled over on his back and
Over
looked up
back.
at the roof, and he goes, "You
He said,
traitor!"
Traitor, and went to shoot, and he shot him right in
And
the head.
shot him right in the head. So they don't
So
know.
yeah,
But,
so
yeah.
I don't know what his end game is. We don't know for sure if he's.
It seems like he is the double agent that he claims to be right now. It seems like he is.
It could be
working
just-
to take Caden down from the inside.
It does, but it also could be that he's trying to gain their trust.
It could
So
be
he
like
could-
Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. It could be a triple bluff.
Yeah, right.
Of all the triple bluffs in all of film and television history,
I'm glad I don't remember that movie for good reasons.
It's the triple
But
bluff.
yeah, so I don't know if he's really a double agent or if he's just trying to get their confidence up and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's right now it's kind of up in the air. Dinah's happy because on all intents and purposes, even though when Curtis told her that he's a double agent, she goes, yeah, because his line of work, she goes, I know, and that makes him a really good liar.
Mm-hmm.
But she still loves him.
Hmm.
You could tell because after, when they actually saw each other afterwards, and she's like, you saved Wild Dog's life. He's like, I know, I've been trying to tell you and stuff. And she's all smiley. She still cares about him a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And if he is a triple agent, he's going to use that against her.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. I don't know. I believe him for now.
I don't know. I don't put trust in
I said
much
for now.
anyone. I don't put trust in anyone right now because it's all everyone's just it's all
everyone is a silent.
Everyone
You
is-
can't
everyone's
trust
suspect. Everyone's
Everyone.
suspect now.
Yep.
And I think with Felicity and William sitting down and watching the stuff and how William's math, he's doing stuff now that kids in 12th grade don't even do.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Felicity
yeah.
talking to I think that he's going to end up being kind of Felicity's sidekick in the Arrow Cave or something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Him and Ollie were shooting Nerf arrows earlier in the episode, and Ollie was intentionally missing all his shots, and William was landing every shot on the Coke cans and everything. He was knocking them all down.
Yeah.
So, it seems like they're setting William up for something. And then they show him be the hero on the bus, and it's like,
he's really cool under pressure. He doesn't freak out.
Is he going to be the superhero in training?
He might be. I mean, he's smart, and if he has the same reflexes as his dad and stuff as we saw today, saw in this last episode, then he could be a really good superhero.
Yeah. That could be his name. Superhero in training.
I don't think so.
Yep, I like it.
But yeah.
I don't know, like Rachel's saying you can't trust anybody.
Mm-mm.
But
it's real right now. They are putting so much doubt on so many people that you're just like, who am I to believe?
the only person that I trust is Caden James.
What I really want to know is who's his kid. He has
You know what?
his son is, and I'm just like, let me know.
Yep.
I'm going to double down on my hallucination theory, except I'm going to say that Caden James is a collective hallucination of everyone in Star City.
Doesn't actually exist.
He doesn't exist. They're just collectively hallucinating him.
He's a man of his word. If he tells you he's going to do something, he's going to do it. He's literally the only one I could trust on this show.
He's such a weasel, though. I look at his face and I want to punch it.
That's the actor. That's
know,
every role he's ever played. He's been a little weasel. Like, you go and look at him from the first time I ever met him in the first Saw movie. He is a little weasel. You go and look at him on Lost. He is a little weasel.
But yeah. But
Michael Emerson.
yeah, I'd like to. Not only do I want to know who his son is, I want to know who gave him this information that says that Ollie did it. And Ollie even brought up, he's like, if this is all about revenge, why didn't you just come after the Green Arrow? He goes, someone's already doing that, and walked out.
Yeah.
Okay. I know who he is now, and you're right. He does look like a weasel.
He is a little weasel in every single thing I've seen. Even on the little bit of Human Target that I've seen, he's a weasel in that too. He's just a weasel in general.
He's just a weasel.
And
Weasel.
You know who
I
else
am
is a little weasel? Barry fucking Allen is a little weasel.
How was he a weasel this episode?
Did you not see what he did with Big Sur?
I didn't.
I don't call that weaselness.
Oh, that's a little weasel. He literally took his powers, used them, and ran Big Sur out of the prison and dropped him off in China.
No, Japan.
I thought he ran across the Great Wall of China.
Oh yeah, that was China. Never mind.
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
you
let's-
heard me
we'll-
correctly.
We'll start from the beginning. Barry wants to get Big Sur out of jail because he's an innocent man. That's
Yes.
how it starts. So Barry gets it out of him because, Big Sur's like, oh, well, I'm in jail forever. It's whatevs. I don't care. Barry's like, you gotta have a dream, man. And Sur's like, fine, you pain in the ass, and tells him that he wants to go live with monks in China.
So
Barry breaks
Barry
him
tried
out.
everything that he could to get him out, and he had Team Flash on the job, and they found the guy,
Mm-hmm.
and they caught the guy, and they could not get the confession out of him. He refused to confess. Every plea bargain that they issued to him, he absolutely refused. There was no way, so Big Sur has no way to get free.
See, I kind of think there would have been a confession, but he's one of the bus metas now. So he thinks he has all the power in the fucking world.
Yeah,
And he doesn't have to
the
confess.
guy who was framed
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
happened to be one of the bus metas.
Mhm.
Okay. That's okay. That's the him breaking
Well,
Big Sur out. That's not the problem I have.
no,
How do you get all the way to China?
he ran.
He was really
no,
fast.
no. How long supposedly?
1 second.
Seconds.
No.
It was like seconds.
No.
No, it was literally 1 second.
No.
No, it's fine.
I
It was
know.
1 second.
That's not how his powers work.
No, he could run faster than the speed of light now.
Well, I don't know because the
Speed
camera
Force.
got his.
That is faster than the speed of light. There is
Oh, I know.
absolutely no way he can run to just like how Barry's powers work.
No, it works because Speed Force. He's
He was a
is-
slingshot.
He is a Speed Force. No, but there's a
No.
problem. There's a problem. The warden
The warden.
installed a special camera right next to Barry's cell. So even though he was watching the way the cameras were moving,
Mm-hmm. The oscillators.
yeah, the
He still got
special
caught.
camera that Barry didn't know was there caught him.
Mm-hmm.
The warden called him out and said, "You're the Flash."
Mm-hmm.
And he brought him down to the sub-basement level in a
Oh, that's
special
never good.
special meta holding cell and threw Barry in it.
That's
Mm-hmm.
never good.
So
When you go to the sub basement level.
Let's just say how he got Barry down there was actually very clever because the whole episode Barry was cheating at poker, winning pudding because he's like, oh, prison pudding, ah.
Yeah.
Prison pudding!
he loved his prison pudding. He was cheating so
Am I
bad
the
that
only one upset
every
about
time-
the fact that he can't run to China in 1 second? That's
No,
not
no,
how
it's
his
fine.
powers work.
no, it's fine. It's all right. And then he
oh
time
my God,
traveled.
no, it's not how his powers work.
No, he time traveled. It's fine.
Oh my God, please no.
Sorry, the prison pudding.
I can't
Hashtag
even take
that
it.
in this episode. Hashtag prison pudding.
No, because Barry's cheating because they're playing the cards, and every time they go to cut
What's
the
all
cards,
this chocolate?
while they're in the middle of cutting the cards, Barry takes the pile that's going to go on the top, and he sets it up and stacks the deck in his favor,
Of
Mhm.
course.
and then he wins all the pudding.
Yep.
It was at least chocolate.
But
Oh,
like
there
Nikki was
was all
saying,
different
the
flavors.
warden poisoned the pudding
Yeah.
to knock him out.
He drugged it. He drugged the pudding.
But the thing that gets me is Cleo's so worried about this
Oh,
1 second that he ran in.
No,
I'm
not
more worried.
Upset.
I'm more worried about what I thought Barry had to eat a certain amount of calories per day because of the speed and the way his body metabolized everything. How is he getting that much sustenance in prison?
That's probably why he's cheating at poker to win pudding.
You know what? That's a good point.
That's so wrong. Why would you poison pudding?
It was the
I
chocolate
think-
pudding too.
It
That
was
is
the
so,
chocolate.
that's so bad. That's,
But he says, "Oh, the pudding's so good." Oh, it was hilarious.
hmm
Talking with his mouth full of pudding, like,
But on the interesting side, the meta this episode, just before he got on the bus, he had robbed Palmer Tech, and stole a bunch of the Dwarf Star technology
Mhm.
and
Did this?
the
The-
meta that we were
the
dealing
meta.
with this
Oh,
episode.
okay.
And he
Mhm.
got on the bus, and when the thing happened and affected all the metas, he actually gained the power of Ray's suit, which he can now shrink things
And embiggen.
and embiggen them.
And Biggin's not a word.
combo. Combo.
They used embiggen so much this episode that
It is though.
like,
In
yeah, no,
isn't it German?
no, it's from Ant-Man.
Uh-huh.
From Ant-Man?
Yeah,
Wombo. That's all I'm gonna
Embiggen.
say.
To Wombo.
did they not use
Wombology,
embiggen
the
in
study
Ant-Man?
of Wombo.
I could have sworn they used embiggen in Ant-Man.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know,
but it's an
but-
actual word.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
It was funny because Harry
It's
used
better
it
than
a lot.
Wrigley.
I'm saying I'd never heard it before Ant-Man. That's the first time I've ever heard it, and since then, now I can't unhear it because it's everywhere.
The first time I heard it was Ms. Marvel.
I don't know, but it was stated that embiggen is not a real word, and Harry was very angry about that.
Yeah.
So
It's almost. I'm almost certain it's a real word.
So not only that, but
Embiggen, verb, enlarge.
it is a real
You
word.
need
I
to
know it
embiggen
is.
your
I'm saying
vocabulary.
I'm saying I've I've never heard of it until Ant-Man is my point. That's
Okay.
all. I'm not saying it's not a real word.
Well,
Um,
and I guess in that case, I do every time I hear the word think back to Ms. Marvel because that's the first time I heard that word.
Yeah. But
before
this
we
guy,
really.
hold on, no. I don't want to move to
Okay.
that yet. But
Okay.
like, so they're dealing with the whole shrink ray, and the guy's shrinking buildings and planes and cars, and he's keeping them in his apartment as like toys. They're all like models. He's got
models.
them everywhere.
Mhm.
And
What happens when they unbiggen?
he
They don't until he doesn't.
yeah, he has to do it. So he'll keep a bunch of them. Like, he's got toy bazookas in his pocket, and he'll just rip it out and embiggen it. So now he's just holding a bazooka. But he was using, like, throwing helicopters at them, like little toys, and then embiggening them in the air, and they were just, like, just missing them and crashing. It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic.
It was good.
But they did catch him. So he's off the streets now. What Nikki was getting at is Cecile.
Oh God, Cecile.
All of a sudden,
Well, because we read the
She
synopsis
has-
last week, right? And it said that we were going to find out something unique about her this
Yeah.
episode.
Cecile
And we were like,
has
oh, she's having
powers.
twins.
Cecile
Yeah,
has
she has-
powers all of a sudden.
Powers. She has powers now.
She
can
starts
mind
by
read.
saying, I can't believe I'm this
What?
big already. Right? And she's looking at her stomach. And then she turns to Joe and she says, what do you mean I look fat? And Joe's like, I didn't say anything. Cecile can read people's minds now.
And she's so jazzed about it.
Was she
She's
on
having-
the bus? How? Wait, how?
No.
What?
No,
No.
that was one of the questions she answered. When she went to Star Labs, she just started turning to people before they opened their mouth. No, I was not on the bus. No, I didn't do that. No. You know, like she's just answering things before people can say them.
Okay,
Cisco.
okay, she's pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What if the baby
That's-
is the one that can read it and not her?
That's,
thing
that's
is,
what I'm thinking.
the
But I'm thinking
thing
it's
is-
twins.
We're thinking it's twins because the one baby that they can see is completely normal. So I'm thinking it's the other baby that they can't see.
Yeah.
That is
Because I've seen in other like superhero shows and stuff like that
Like
that happens.
Heroes
Like the
Reborn.
mom takes on with the baby.
Heroes
Mhm.
Reborn, that was one of the big plot points.
I never watched
It
Heroes
happened
Reborn.
in Charmed, for heaven's sakes,
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, I did see that one.
with Wyatt.
But the funniest part was when Cisco turns to Cecile and goes, "All right, if your powers are right, let's test this out. What number am I thinking of?" And she just goes, 3, 17, 26, 3 again, Bulbasaur. And then
Go.
when she's like reading everybody else's minds and answering their questions back, she turns to Cisco, "Why are you thinking about Bulbasaur again?" And he goes, "'Cause it's the cutest Pokemon."
He is though.
Bulbasaur is pretty cute.
Okay, so apparently, I'm sorry, I was googling the word embiggen.
Okay.
It is a made up word. But it was from The Simpsons from 1996. And apparently it has just become kind of colloquial and used in other things.
Okay.
But that seems to be like the first use of embiggen.
In the
So the-
episode Lisa the Iconoclast.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So the best part of this episode was when Ralph and Cisco got shrank. They got
That's pretty
shrunk so it was so weird, but it was funny at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when Caitlin accidentally stepped on Ralph.
She's like, wait, who's been chewing gum in the lab? Oh, whoops.
Well, at least he's stretchy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did say that she helped his back though by
Yep.
stepping on him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Elastic
Work
Man.
those kinks.
What's his name? Elongated Man?
Elongated
man.
man.
Yeah. So.
That sounds
There is another
That's stupid.
phrasing.
stretch superhero in the DC universe, and he is called Plastic Man.
Gotcha.
But he is a different person altogether.
And
Yeah.
the only way for them to grow
And biggin.
and biggin was to use Cisco's powers to morph into Harry's pocket.
Yeah, he had like a front pocket kind of deal.
Yeah, and then when
With a
the
kangaroo?
meta tried to shoot Harry, they were in the way of the blast and they embiggened. So
Yeah. But it was so funny because, they put in, I don't know if you remember, but from when they were trying to figure out the Savitar deal and like positioning, they made like a Lego set.
yep, it was in a
Oh,
hamster
I
cage.
do remember that.
Yeah, they put it in the hamster cage or whatever. That's where they put Ralph and Cisco so they wouldn't get stepped on.
Oh my god, yes.
So Cisco's
Thank
just
the
sitting
Lord.
on like the Lego bench. It's fantastic.
That's
Yeah,
But,
they were really funny about it.
Red Bandit says, I thought it was funny when Iris asked why all the villain names sounded like they're straight out of a comic book.
I wanted to just slap her so bad.
She just
You
starts,
wanna
she goes,
slap her a lot,
why are
don't
all the
you?
villains in this town, in this city, sound like they were named out of a comic book? And I just like,
Cisco named them.
no, not the nicknames, like their actual names.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, I did one of those, I'm waiting for Iris to stare into the camera, like break the fourth wall kind of deal,
I mean-
because like that's basically what that was.
That's honestly something that the DC TV shows do really well. And I mean, they just
Yeah.
did that in Black Lightning this week with The Outsiders,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Was that
Yeah.
the
It was
Outsiders?
the
Yeah.
Outsiders.
Oh,
yeah.
by the way, that's the name that Curtis wanted to call the team, was the Outsiders.
It was a really good book.
Of course.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just did that. They had a one
So
of the
they're
characters
just
in Black Lightning had.
weaving all the references together and all the shows.
Yep.
Screw crossovers when there's cross-referencing.
Yep.
Don't poison the pudding.
Don't, yeah.
So what was up with the Outsiders on Black Lightning?
New character who
Mhm. Alyssa met.
yes, she meets, kind of has a thing with, has a copy of The Outsiders.
Which
in her
one
pocket.
was
Which no
Alyssa?
one folds a comic book in half and puts it in their back pocket. Nobody does that.
Alyssa's Thunder. She's the older sister.
They
Okay.
do that in comic books.
Biff Tannen
Nobody
does.
that.
Like I said, they do that in comic books.
Biff Tannen does. That's where he likes to keep the sports almanac in his back
Oh,
pocket.
That's a sports almanac.
Whatever.
That
He
doesn't
folds it
matter.
up just like it.
Yeah. I mean, because Alyssa was in she was in the library looking up genetic mutations and stuff like that because she is really experimenting with her powers right now. And she's just like, meh. And then she's like, I'm not really into comic books. And the other girl's like, if you're looking into genetic mutations, here you go. Read a fucking comic book.
Yeah,
Like-
Grace. She's pretty cool.
Grace is pretty cool, yeah. I like how she works at a bar that has cosplay Fridays. Can I please go to that bar?
Yes.
That
needs to be a thing.
Awesome. Sounds so awesome.
That needs to be a thing.
hmm
It really does.
But, Alyssa ends up going to this bar on the Friday to hang out and, have fun. And her girlfriend's like, you cheating on me. And she's like, no, I ain't. And they're done.
Yeah.
It was really
I'm-
stupid.
Yeah, I'm not. It was very abrupt, but
Mhm.
I don't remember if I mentioned this last week, but their relationship felt hollow. Like their whole conversation about like, oh yeah, we have really good sex, but like we're cool, right?
Yeah. But
Didn't feel very
even
cool.
even Alyssa's mom said you weren't into her as much as she was into you.
Yeah.
And even Alyssa said, yeah, I was holding on to something just to hold on to something. So, the truth came out, and that's why that relationship is done now. That's why it felt so abrupt. The ending of it, anyways.
Hmm.
Something also that is seemingly ending abruptly. Poor Jaleel.
Oh my god. Yeah, he gets shot at the protest, at the march, and it hits his spine.
Yeah, and it wasn't even he wasn't even the target. He just got
Oh.
it was a through and through, and it ended up going through to him, hitting his spine.
Which okay. Bitch with murder in her eyes. I don't know her name. Tobias's like sniper lady.
Yeah,
Bitch with murder in her eyes.
That's what
what
Lady
they call
L? Lady Oh, the frick is her?
I don't know. She's like the
God,
mayor,
I'm forgetting
right?
all the new characters' names except for Grace.
Yeah.
Somehow I miraculously remembered
Because
Grace's name.
Grace is cool.
Grace is pretty cool. But the like other kingpin lady,
That Tobias
She-
seems to be working for.
really cool.
Yeah.
It's like they both run something, but she does seem to be a little higher than him.
Mhm.
Like they both run kind of sort of separate but intertwined. I don't know.
I don't know. They're mobsters.
Yeah, whatever. They're shady underground. They rule the streets, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, anyway, she's supposed to. Lady with murder in her eyes is supposed to shoot Black Lightning, and she just misses.
I don't
Like-
think that was on purpose. I mean, the miss was definitely on purpose.
The
That's
miss
what
was
I
on
mean.
purpose?
Yes.
Because Tobias told her to shoot Black Lightning.
Yeah. I feel like she chose to shoot the minister.
Okay.
Instead.
You're actually. That's interesting because after she pulls the trigger, we don't see her and Tobias for the rest of the episode.
Mm-mm. They're gone.
She killed a priest. Oh,
Well, he was kind of starting an uprising because
was it a
people.
cult leader?
No. He was just a very, very, motivated minister wanting to make sure he that the people of wherever they happen to be right now. I still don't know. I haven't caught it. I mean, there's just so much going on.
It's not
Free-
Freehold.
Fairfield.
Something. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
it's there.
not doing well with names today. Just
No.
Free
But-
march.
But he's
Yeah,
just
free
really
march.
motivated, and he wants to fight back against the 100, which is like the big group that Tobias is kind of running right now. And he just wants the people to have the confidence to fight back. So he was leading a march, a parade, just to say, "Hey, our lives matter. We're not gonna stand for this shit anymore." And since he
Yeah, it
was
was like a protest march.
since he was the leader, he was the target. But I mean, between Gimli and Jeffers, I mean, they changed the route of the march so that they could save them, but it didn't seem to work anyways. I mean, because it wasn't lady with the death in her eyes kind of thing that was initially supposed to shoot down the whole the guy that they said initially just had like a freaking AK or something, and he was supposed to just spray the crowd.
Yeah, there was actually two of them. There was one, he was in the crowd with a pistol,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other came down the street with a machine gun.
Yeah.
And the sniper only came around after the two of them had failed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we got Black Lightning. Like, he has so many abilities that he can do with his lightning. Like, he created a shield this episode.
That was so cool.
It was so cool. And then, he's doing the lightning whip thing, and just like, it was just, I love this character so much. Because we talked about it last week, that, he's not a young superhero anymore, but he's still so capable.
Yeah.
And then he does have his life on the side where he is a bigger person in the community. And we know from Oliver that it's kind of hard to balance those two, but he seems to be doing it just fine
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, right now.
Anyways.
I think it's going to get progressively harder as it goes along. And what I found so fascinating about some stuff that we got from Tobias this episode was Tobias thinks he killed Black Lightning,
Yeah.
but Jefferson thinks he killed Tobias because he said in the first episode Tobias is dead. I
Mhm.
killed him or something. I think he just said Tobias is dead.
Yeah.
But Tobias thinks that he killed Black Lightning with his own hand. So I'm curious how that we have to get flashbacks. Like I'm very curious how that went down.
Hmm.
That's kind of interesting.
Sorry, I was trying to look up names and I just can't find them.
Yeah. Red Bandit in chat says, doesn't the detective have anything better to do than just hang out at a school for most of the day?
It doesn't seem like the
He
police
was
are
only
doing
there
much-
to meet Jefferson in the morning. And
Yeah.
then he's gone.
Then he was at the church, but like he has to be at these places because it is a gathering of people. The 100 likes to pick on gatherings, so he has to be sure that he's probably way too spread out right now because half of the other part of the police department is completely corrupt and paid for
Yeah.
by the 100. So he doesn't he's like he tried to make sure to tell people I am not being paid for. I'm trying to do my job. It's just really hard when the rest of my force is not like me.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
okay, I found it. It's Lady Eve. I was close.
Lady Eve. Okay.
Lady Eve. She owns a funeral parlor, which I assume is the front for whatever she does on the side.
Okay.
Underground. Yeah. She seems super cool. I can't wait to get more of her. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry to
Yeah. I don't what?
I don't know. I thought maybe I interrupted you.
No, I think I was done with that.
Okay, cool.
That train of thought.
Choo-choo.
Choo choo. But I mean, I feel like with Alyssa coming into her powers, she's not being very careful about it.
No.
She's just super excited.
And I mean,
And-
when she goes to the junkyard, I got a very I was waiting for
I
it.
didn't know where it was. I couldn't find it. I found it now.
I got a very bring it back to Heroes vibe of how Claire was,
Yeah.
testing her powers in the junkyard. Yeah, it's very much like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she has to really focus to make it happen. She's not
Mhm.
just strong all the time. Because she had trouble moving the washer at first, and then when she kicked it, she hurt her knee. So she really's got to focus to make her powers work.
She
and I think
knows
that's
she
interesting.
knows what to focus on now. That's the thing. But I feel like she's gonna get out of hand, and Jefferson's gonna have to reveal himself to her and be like, "You need to stop right now."
Yeah.
Like, do
It's
the
time to
dad
stop.
card. It's time to stop. He's just gonna pull a really big dad card, and being who she is, she's very strong. She's very independent. She's gonna be like,
Yeah.
"F you."
Yeah, exactly.
doing this.
Yeah.
Funny enough, though, to backtrack for a minute, Cleo, John is in chat right now. Didn't you have something you
Yes.
wanted to tell John?
Oh, John, Black Canary literally stopped a train by screaming at it. So I think if we scream hard enough at our chicken, it'll cook itself. That's basically what I got out of that.
It's kind of like there's a Swedish cooking group where they would scream at the butter to melt it,
Oh my god.
like heavy
The
metal
mayonnaise, the
screaming.
pre-dinner snack. I love that
Oh.
guy.
Sorry, mayonnaise. Freaking big ass spoon. You just sorry,
Whoa.
I can't.
Yeah, no. That's good. But yeah, wait, I think Red Bandit said something about younger sister. Oh yeah, who has sex in the afternoon? In the middle of the afternoon. Apparently this young girl who also told her parents when she was exactly when she was gonna have sex.
It was supposed to be after a prom, right?
I don't
Or, like,
know.
I feel like there was
Some
something
people
they
do.
were.
It's called afternoon delight, people.
Yeah.
Okay.
People on their days off. That's who.
But they
Yeah.
were like,
Morning.
bringing out their journal planner and making sure that this shit was like planned out perfectly.
Yeah.
They were making
Which was
their
okay.
penciling in sex. That's
That was-
hilarious.
That was really cute, though.
It
That
was
whole
cute.
scene was really cute.
Because, it was kind of like,
I guess I
You
had to
would
see it
think-
because it certainly doesn't sound cute.
No, because
Please free at noon on
Gentleman about
Tuesday to
I mean,
to
that's what I said was a
romp
little
in
bit
the sheets.
over-exaggerated. They were planning it, but not like to that extent.
No.
They just wanted to make sure everything was right.
Yeah.
And they were both like, she was expecting him to be like, well, I've done this with so many girls, but really he was like, I feel scared because this is my first time, you're my first person, and she's like, whatever, so you. And I like you better for that, it was
that
cute.
you're telling
It
the
was
truth.
yeah. It was way cuter than, we're penciling in sex. Woohoo.
Yeah. And
Um,
it was a very
I'll go
like
buy the candles and then I will meet you here
Yeah.
and while you put down the rose petals and I mean it's not something really that's kind of I don't know who plans their first experience.
I mean
they do.
I don't think it's I think it's very much like, okay, are you sure? I'm sure. Then we're both sure. Okay, let's do this. I don't know who shares all of that details with their parents. I mean,
No. That was odd. Believe
Well,
me.
that was-
Going up to your parents and going, hey, I'm having sex this weekend, and walking away with your food? What the?
Here's the thing. I think
Rachel's done.
I think
Rachel,
it was
you
great
gotta
that
watch.
she went to them.
Yes.
Oh my god! I'm sitting there picturing what Chris would do if he heard Savannah say that.
Probably exactly how Jefferson would act. Like,
He'd be like, "Nope, we're putting a."
Nope.
He would lock her in her room and then go get his guns and like wait by his door like an arsenal. No, not happening. I mean, oh my god.
The worst thing is that not that she'd be serious, but I could hear her saying that too. Just like just to aggravate you guys.
Oh, oh my.
no, it was at family dinner too, so it was a really awkward family dinner.
Oh
and
my
her,
God.
like,
It reminds me of the dinner that they were having in the first season of Stranger Things when Will was trying to get back downstairs really quickly and everybody gets into a fight, like at the table, and the father's just sitting there dumbfounded, like just gonna keep eating.
I mean, that is what they did. They went back to eating, but I think that's a good like trust they've made with their daughter. That's comfortable coming forward. And saying I plan to be sexually active is one thing, but then she's saying I'm doing it on this day, and it's like, okay, that's maybe one step too far.
mhm.
That's probably
And I'm gonna be thinking of you guys while I'm doing it.
dinner with everyone around is probably not the best time to say it.
But I mean, it was.
That might be
it was
something you wanna
supposed to be
go,
a
like,
family
take your-
dinner.
Yeah, it might be something you want to like. Mom, I need to talk to you. Can we like?
I mean,
no.
I understand why she wanted to do it at that time because she wanted her older sister there to back her up, but her older sister didn't show up because she was punching a freaking washing machine.
Yes.
But Jefferson, he handled it really well.
Until he went and threatened the poor shoes.
Yeah. It wasn't really a threatening. It was a very lectured talk. He was very strict and like he was just made because he walked away with a smile on his face, knowing, oh, I kind of made a dent here.
I messed with this boy. That's
Exactly.
what that was. I messed
The
with this
conversation went down as, how do you shower? So the boy was, Julia's like, what the? You're my
boy. He
teacher,
was
man.
Super uncomfortable too.
Yeah. So he's like, explain to me how you shower, and it's like, okay, I wash and shampoo and rinse off. Okay, how do you get out of the shower and dry off? And he's like, well, I dry my feet off with the towel and then I make my way up. And so Jefferson's like, okay, you dry your special parts after you dry your fungus infested feet from being in a sports locker room all day. It was funny because the kid, you could tell he was really thinking about it, like, huh,
He's like, have I been washing wrong my whole life?
It was funny. I mean, it might have been a serious talk, and there is a little bit of logic behind
The
it.
whole thing reminds me of that Reddit thing that just blew up out of nowhere a couple years back, where it's like half the population wipes their ass while standing up, and the other half wipes it while sitting down, and the others didn't know that the other group even existed. Like,
Yeah.
that's what that whole thing reminds me of.
I want to ask Chris what he would do, but I'm afraid to do it while we're on the air.
Oh God. Yeah, probably don't.
I mean, you could and then record it and then get back to us.
Just wait till we're off the air.
Yes, please.
While still on Skype.
I might just get a look.
Mhm.
Get that look, but yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah, it's extra tragic. Like, and I didn't realize this while the episode was going on because I was like, oh my God, thank God Khalil's alive. You know?
mhm.
But he might never walk again, and he is a track star. That's what he's building his scholarship and his future on.
Yeah.
He can still be a track star if he has the use of his arms and he can be in a wheelchair and he can.
That's true.
But I mean,
And they do give up scholarships for that and being
Yeah, I
do.
mean,
Paralympics and
Paralympic,
stuff like
you know.
but I don't
athlete.
think he's gonna look at it like that.
No, of
because
course he's
the-
not.
I
Not
know we
unless someone
talked about
points it out soon.
It's
Well,
devastating.
no, that's true. But he's worked towards this because his family is just a hellish, and he's the only one that stands bright out of them, and he's made himself out of that. Like that, he feels it. He tells you about it. That's his that's what he feels like his winning feature. That he made good out of all the bad that he's gone through.
Yeah.
So even if somebody were to be like, "Hey, you could do this instead. It would be really great." He's going to be like, "But that's not what I wanted for my life. That's not what I was working towards."
Oh, yeah. Sometimes things don't go good according to
No.
plan in your life.
No.
So you gotta adjust the plan a little bit. You don't pencil in sex the next day because your dad found out. And
Or,
Well,
maybe
not-
Find
after
out,
he
he was
heals.
told.
but he
he
has
was told.
he might be a paraplegic, and
Yeah.
he might not have the use of his, genitalia
Parts.
anymore. It depends
His
on
special parts,
how
yeah.
paralyzed he is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which-
that it was
That's
really,
an extra layer to it. Like,
really devastating.
I was like, well, you're not having sex now.
Mhm.
It's really bad. Really bad.
no, and the entire family was, very sad about it because
Mhm.
even
Well, I
Jefferson, who's like his principal,
Mhm.
was, invested in his future as well and
Yep.
his well-being. So
And I can feel that he's going to blame himself in the future because he wasn't able to stop that bullet.
yeah, because he was there.
Mm-hmm. He was there as Black Lightning. So I feel like that's going to probably, bleed over a little bit, and he's going to feel really bad and guilty about it when he couldn't do anything. He didn't even know the bullet was meant for him at that point.
You know what? Black Lightning is actually a member of the Outsiders. I didn't know that.
So they're
Oh, yeah.
teasing us a little bit?
I think so.
Curtis.
So is the Green
Curtis.
Arrow.
Holy it is a thing.
Huntress.
Huntress.
Katana.
Huntress is a crazy.
So what you're telling me
Martian
is
Manhunter?
Cisco needs to open a breach and allow Curtis, Renee, and Dinah to go over to Free March?
Well, once we find out where this takes place exactly in the
Mhm.
universe,
Well, it's supposed to be like a lower metropolis. Isn't that what we
That was the
figured
comics.
out?
that's how
That's
it was
the
in the
comics?
comics. But I don't
Okay.
know if that's
Okay.
what
Southern
it is in this show.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know how close in proximity they are to cities with heroes, but we know that there are other heroes in this
Right.
Mhm.
universe. Not in the city, because there's no superhero activity in the city.
Mm-mm.
But
And
there
we do
was
know
on
for
the
sure.
television mention of other heroes.
We do know for sure there's no crossovers on the table this season.
Yeah.
So, if anything, we'll
Which
get
is
that
good.
answer
There's-
next season. If we're gonna get it, that's the earliest we would get it.
It's good. I like that they're, building this up
Mhm.
as its own thing first. And actually, like that. I keep wanting to call her Nissa, but that's not her fucking name. Good lord, Leo.
Talia?
No.
Older
The
sister.
oldest, the oldest
Oh,
sister. Yeah.
Alyssa.
Alyssa. God, I'm close.
Talia
Alyssa is doing research on genetic mutations.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll find out that they're not exactly metahumans, and it's like a different thing.
Maybe.
Because in the comics they are metas, but it does seem like they're gonna get into the science of how these people have their powers.
Yeah.
Would it be more like how, like in Legends, how what's your face? They have the amulets and stuff like that, mystical.
The totem.
No.
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 What I'm thinking is it's
Very
genetic.
biological.
Yeah.
Oh, genetic.
Yeah, but
We
not
haven't
like
they haven't
not like
touched
in a
on that one.
Hmm?
They haven't touched on that in
yeah,
any of
and
these.
different to the way the metas in the Flash are, where it's their DNA comes into contact with dark matter. I think this is going to be more like mutants, where they're kind of born with it, and then they come into their powers at a certain
Mhm.
age and stress level. That's really kind of how it feels right now, but it's still early.
Yeah, I mean, the only other show I've done that we kind of were like, is it if two in Shield, if two Inhumans or if one Inhuman has a kid, does it pass on?
Yeah.
So I find that really interesting. Was like if they're two, or one of the parents has powers, does it pass on to the kid? Because it's in their DNA. So would it pass on? Because you are passed on part of your DNA.
Her name is Anissa, not
Anissa.
Alyssa.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of.
It's
all
cross. It's a cross between the two.
Yeah.
It's
Anissa.
still a very fresh new show. Every episode we've got a new character,
Yeah, at least one.
Yeah.
so it's still really hard to pinpoint. And we've
Yeah, and
learned
it
over the years that we're not the great. All of us are. It's not the greatest with names, so we're just
Yeah.
go.
And it took me to this episode, which is the second one with the name Lawanda in it, to realize that Lawanda was the woman who was trying to rescue her daughter last episode who got
Yep.
shot.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that one went
Wanda.
over my head a little.
Wanda
Mhm.
sounds like she'd be sassy.
Oh, she
She was.
Yeah, she really was because
Unfortunately,
she
got shot real hard.
she got shot
She got
because
shot real hard.
Real hard.
real hard
But he gets
because
shot softly, just a little bit shot.
I mean, yeah, you
soft
can get
shot.
a
It's a
soft
soft
shot is like
shot.
when you get grazed a little bit. Hard shot is when yeah.
Take
But-
3 to the chest.
Mm,
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
not good.
yeah.
But yeah,
All the shows.
Mm,
I liked how everyone came together
mhm.
for her mass, her funeral. No, it wasn't. That wasn't a funeral mass. That was like a
It was like
remembrance.
a remembrance
Yeah.
kind of a service, and that's what fueled the minister was her
To
death.
start the march. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for more of this.
I really like Black Lightning, so
It's so good.
it is. It really is so good. And I mean, some choice words that I would rather not hear, but I understand that it's
Yeah, for a network television show, they drop a lot of N-bombs.
Mhm.
I was assuming that in Luke Cage they got away with it because it was Netflix, but
Mhm.
What
And I
time
mean-
does it come on?
If
Black
I,
Lightning?
10
if I
p.m.
remember correctly, it's been used on TV all the way back to All in the Family with Archie Bunker.
Well,
It's
did use that.
still
I mean like more modern.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was just saying it because
Well,
The
yeah.
word has become sort of a taboo.
Well,
to
yeah,
say on
but
if the show if the show comes on like after 9:00, there's like a little more leeway in the networks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, actually, it's on at 9 p.m. I'm sorry, I thought it was 10.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's usually kind of the thing you notice, like around 9:00, the way that the shows can change. They're a little more drama, a little more adult themed kind of thing. So I would suspect that's probably the case.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like we've covered everything we can
Mhm.
for everything.
Who knew the word, the phrase the outsiders would connect them.
Right? Yeah, two
All of-
outsiders Easter eggs this week.
Jeez.
It's pretty exciting.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I love that shit, man.
I mean, it makes it
Especially
easy
if you don't
when-
watch the other shows and then someone else brings up, you're like, hey, wait a minute.
Mhm.
They said that in our show.
Yeah. Especially when you work all for the same network, you can do things like that. And if you're a viewer and you're not paying attention, you're missing out. But, that's why we're here.
That's why
why-
we're here.
That's
I think
why
that's
we talk.
also having all of them on the same network. I think that's what made this last season's crossover so much better than the season before.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Even though they did really well.
Yeah, it
with the
did really
last
well,
crossover.
but this last one was really good. I think it's because all of them are on the same network and they're able to have on without any kind of restriction with them.
And there's also, they're all working out of the same recording studio, basically, so they can have those better
They're all in the
connections.
same areas.
Exactly. They're, they have the actor connections where, hey, let's go for coffee because they can do it. They have a better chemistry on set that way.
Yes. So, it's interesting to see how this is going to go forward into the future. If they're going to add more, take away more, if one's going to end and another one's going to take its place, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys want to read the synopses? Is that how we're going to say that?
What is happening on Black Arrow next week?
Black
Black
what?
Lightning?
Black Arrow.
Oh.
That's not a show, Dom.
The
I don't have
The
I don't have a
Outsiders are
synopsis
crossing,
for Black Arrow, Dom. I don't know what to do.
But the Outsiders, Curtis is going over and... No?
What?
You
Please
just
don't
mentioned
confuse-
the Outsiders.
They better
Don't
not start
confuse
nicknaming
us.
each other like Pony Boy and stuff.
Oh. You're
Oh yeah, no, not
confusing
those
us.
outsiders.
Oh yeah, leave those ones alone.
I remember that book.
That's why Nine said that was a really good book.
We
Uh-huh.
started with Supergirl, right? So I'm just gonna read Supergirl synopsis. Then.
Sure.
Next episode is called Both Sides Now. This is the DEO captures the second world killer, Purity. So we were right. It was
Right.
Purity. Supergirl and Alex use very different methods of interrogation with Purity in hopes of finding out how to defeat Rain. However, Purity escapes and attacks the city's subway tunnels. Meanwhile, John, Wynn, and Mon-El band together to fix the Legion ship.
Okay.
Cool.
There's going to be some brostin going on.
Mm-hmm.
Some bro stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
I got Black Lightning up just because it's the
Okay.
first one I had up. Black Jesus. Black Lightning is recruited to rally against. They said this episode or last episode.
It was
People
this
used to
episode.
call him Black Jesus. 'cause
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny because all of a sudden you just start Black Jesus. I'm
Black
like,
Jesus.
thought-
That's the name of the episode.
oh God, okay. It was coming.
Black Lightning is recruited to rally against the 100 gang. Anissa investigates the new drug hitting the streets. Meanwhile, familiar faces begin to reappear.
Okay, and then on Arrow, not Black Arrow, just regular Arrow, we have the episode All for Nothing. Oliver and Dinah face off because Oliver continues his battle with Caden James. Dinah and Oliver have a major disagreement that endangers the life of one of their own.
Oh no!
The team is in
I bet you
danger,
it's over Vigilante.
and Haiti is a magical place.
Tahiti.
Tahiti.
But I'm sure Haiti's very nice as well.
Mm.
Tahiti.
Never been to either place, so
No.
I don't know. And on The Flash, True Colors, after hearing that Amunet has struck a deal to buy all of the metahumans in Iron Heights, Barry must decide if he should expose his powers in order to save his cellmates.
I forgot about her. She was in the
Yeah.
episode at the very end.
Oh,
The
was she?
Warden's
Okay.
making a deal with her.
You have to buy Barry.
Oh, okay. After a visit from an old friend, Ralph is reminded of his shady past and wonder if he's really a changed man.
What's with these shows and selling people? It's just kind of creepy.
Yeah, well. Human trafficking, unfortunately, is a real
Yes, it is a real
Mhm.
thing. But none of them have superpowers.
That's well, as far as we know. I mean,
It could be
the
happening.
government's
We don't
hiding
know.
aliens from us. I'm sure they're hiding metahumans as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It feels like the CW follows a theme almost every week.
Yeah.
Oh,
This week it was trafficking.
hmm,
Okay, move on. We're good.
interesting. Dom, you wanna do the outro? I did the intro.
Cleo, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Cleomoto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest.
You can find me down below at Phenomedom, PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenon.
Nope,
Do,
nope,
do,
nope, nope, nope.
do, do, do.
Rachel, where can the people find you?
Find me at Twitter at VikingWitch76 right here, and on Twitch at VikingWitch.
Nikki, where can the people find
You can also find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
And you can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, other places, and Discord down below. I'm right here on both Twitch and YouTube at /ASOTV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies.
Woo!
Till next time.
Bye bye.
Don't tell your parents you're having sex at dinner.
Oh.
Don't
Well,
do it.
please don't.
Don't do it. Don't
Although
do it.
hopefully your parents are cool.
True.
Hopefully they're cool about it. If that's something you want to share with them.
Ugh. Wow. Yeah. Nah.
Mhm.